Excellent. So good evening, everyone. And for those who are not in our time zone, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the time it is where you are. It's my pleasure to start off this meeting. It's a meeting that will last for not more than an hour, yet it is an hour that will be life-changing. So as early as now, I must congratulate all of you for being part of this great session. Josephat Kariuki is my name for them that we're meeting for the very first time. I am married to one Pieros Cherotich, and between us, we are blessed with 4 children. Before this, of course, we were employees. We've invited you here for a business opportunity, and you can pursue it on full-time basis or part-time basis. For Pieros and I, we started off on part-time basis because we had full-time jobs. I was a full-time lecturer in the university, and my wife was a high school teacher with a TSC, teaching physics and mathematics. But our incomes could not help us to achieve our dreams. So we thought it was wise for us to get another source of income to supplement what we were earning from our good jobs. And that is 14 years ago. Our lives changed so much that none of us today is an employee any longer. We were able to fire our bosses and achieve our wildest dreams. But today, I don't want to share my story because we'll be having such a powerful speaker after this, someone who will give you enough reasons to not only pursue this great opportunity, but to pursue it with commitment, knowing that it is fully rewarding. For those who want financial freedom, just listen to our guest speaker and it will be moving. So for now, let me do the first session, and that is the business presentation. And if you allow me, I will be sharing my slides so that we can move together very fast. So let me do exactly that. And again, those who are on video, like Rose, you can always nod affirmatively when the slides start sharing so that I know you can see them. At times, technology can make you to see one thing on one end and on the other end it's not being seen. So on my end, it's saying it's loading. Once it's up on your side, Rose, let me know so that you can move on. Not yet? Oh, it's there. All right, thank you so much. All right, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, our dear guests, those who are here for the very first time, may I start by sharing our mission as a team. We are the International Superstars team, and our mission is very simple. We want to change the world, but one man at a time. One man at a time. So we help individuals to start their own businesses, and then we mentor them to grow those businesses so that they can realize financial freedom, to travel around the world, and enjoy a better lifestyle. And I will be demonstrating exactly how we do that. The main part of our session tonight will be about income. And we believe that really your income is a function of your way of thinking, your philosophy. It's really not about the economy. In other words, even when people are complaining of bad economy, at that very moment, we have people who are thriving. Meaning it's really not about the economy, but how you think about it and what you do about it. And before we go to the issues of money, income, we say that your health is your greatest wealth. We want to look at how can we make sure that our health is so perfect, even at old age. And remember, what you do when you are young, that to a big extent influence how your old age will look like, so that you don't have later to spend all the money you work so hard to earn and you take it to hospitals. One way of becoming poor is by not taking care of your health, so that health issues will drain your bank account. So let's have that at the back of our mind. But this is a simple concept. I will not be able to explain so much. Every bite you take is either fighting disease or feeding it. Now we have this man here wondering, which one do I go for? Is it the green one that fights disease? Or is it the yummy one, in quotes, that will feed the disease? Unfortunately, many people go for the one that feeds disease out of ignorance. But then World Health Organization guides us that if you want your health to be perfect throughout, then follow this wellness triangle. At the bottom, do more of what we have there: physical activity, and you manage your weight. Take lots of whole grains to feed your cells. You are as healthy as your cells. Take a lot of fruits and vegetables to boost your immunity, 5 to 9 different kinds of fruits or colored fruits. Then as we go up, we are reducing. Reduce on protein, especially for us adults. You take lots of red meat and the like, you are affecting your own health. And at the apex, we have do away with or reduce completely fats and sugars. That is how we are supposed to do it. But how do we do it? Look at this inverted triangle. Look at this lady here. What is she taking? Sweet stuff on the mouth, in the mouth, but poison in the body. So she has literally inverted the triangle, taking lots of fats and sugars, lots of proteins, less of fruits and vegetables, very little whole grains, no exercise, maybe. Of course, we cannot tell whether she does the exercise, but with this kind of eating, you won't even have the energy to do exercise. Now, what is the effect of this? Because everything has its repercussions. Your cells become unhealthy. We've said you are as healthy as your cells. Now, the effect of eating the way we've seen up there is that your cell looks like this one here, the unhealthy cell, where the cell membrane is hard and not permeable. So nutrients cannot go in and waste cannot get out. So the cells are clogged with lots of toxins and the like. While a healthy cell should look like the second one there, where the cell membrane is soft and permeable and nutrients are going in and waste is going out. You are fresh, you are energized, you have energy throughout. So what happens is when your cells are unhealthy like this, then you become a candidate of all the chronic diseases you might think of: cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. Name them. There are many. Asthma and many others are still on rise. Ask yourself, the last person you buried, what was it out of? The death most likely was out of one of these diseases. Out of every 4, you realize that 3 are out of these challenges. But all is not lost. As Superstars team, we have over the years, the last 14 years, partnered with a company that provides us with perfect health solutions, and that is NeoLife International. Well, the company started 66 years ago, and that alone tells you that it's a stable company. It's not a company that is going anywhere anytime soon. If it has been there for 66 years, then we are confident to be there for another 66 years. And that's why we intentionally partnered with the company. And it has spread to more than 57 countries globally. Why should all these governments allow the company to be there? It's because of the solutions that it provides. Now, it has been there for those 66 years, again, because of the strong values, which we also uphold as Superstars team. The first one is honesty and integrity. Think about it. Whatever you do, you uphold honesty and integrity, you are going to be in business for the longest. People are number one. We value people. People are everything. You see, when you work with people to provide them with solutions, then whatever you are doing will be very stable. Products that work, we have this body here of scientists, medical doctors, and researchers who do research on products to make sure that they really do what they said would do. Remember, we want to prevent those chronic diseases. So the remedy is right here in products that work. And this scientific advisory board makes sure that all the products are based in nature, they are natural, and backed by science. Rigorous science comes behind the product. And then the other value is equal opportunity for all, whether you are 19 or 91, whether you are a professor or you've not gone to college. It is an equal opportunity for all. The only criteria is, do you have dreams that you want to accomplish? That's the only thing we ask you. And finally, long-range vision. Long-range vision means it's not a business that you are doing today and tomorrow is not there. You can be assured that even generations to come after you will be able to benefit from the opportunity. Isn't that amazing? All right. Now, NeoLife, our partner, provides us with very many products, but allow me to really dwell more on this very unique product called 3NN. Because we are talking of the health of the cells, and this one single product will squarely help you to have the healthiest cells. 3NN feeds the cell membrane so that it is now soft and permeable, as we had said. And nutrients can go in and waste can get out. In fact, when you take this 3NN made of whole grains of wheat, soy, rice, and it opens the cells like that, then it means you'll have efficient nutrient utilization. And you'll have energy throughout. Isn't it wonderful to have energy the entire day so that whatever you intend to do, you can be able to work on it? And enhanced vitality, meaning even at old age, you'll still be having that youthful vitality. And generally, it supports cellular health. So of all the NeoLife products, above 100 of them, 3NN ranks as number one. But just to mention, the company has all these other products for health, supplementation, for example. Remember, we have two categories of people: those who are perfectly healthy and they want to retain that health, because we say prevention is better than cure. But on the other side, the flip side, we have people who have already gotten those health challenges. And again, we are saying the same products here becomes a perfect solution to get back to reinstate their health back to the way it should be. So everyone is catered for. But other than the health supplements, we also have herbal alternatives. Just mentioning, we have trainings for all these products, separate trainings for the members. Herbal alternatives means we have products that fine-tune our hormones. Most of the health challenges, especially these cancers that are on the rise, emanate from hormonal imbalance. For ladies, we hear of breast cancer, cervical cancer, and others. Some not able to conceive, to get children because of hormonal imbalance. So we have feminine herbal. I'll just mention two here. Feminine herbal is one of them. Fine-tune ladies' hormones, so that now they are able to do everything. For men, we are not left behind. We have masculine herbal. As the one suggests, masculine. It balances the hormones of a man so that a man is able to really function the normal way he's supposed to function, and also to get rid of prostate cancer. If you don't have, you prevent. If you have, you be able to eradicate that. Isn't that amazing? Please, even if you don't have any of these challenges, tell a friend. Let's be our brother's keeper. We also have weight management products, products that will help in cutting weight for those who may want to reduce on their weight. And we are calling it weight management because, number one, if you want to add weight, you can add. If you want to lose weight, you can lose. That is why we are calling it weight management. And then we have golden products. These are home care products, products that you will use in your house for cleaning. Instead of using chemicals, you don't want to bathe with chemicals, wash your utensils with chemicals, your clothes with chemicals, because you are likely to be like a chemical. You know, you get all these chemicals and finally they will make you. And most of the cancers are as a result of those chemicals that we use. Now, all these are organic. All these are organic cleaning detergents. Very economical. One way of making money is saving money. They're very economical and they are very effective and they are biodegradable, so that when they go back to nature, they become useful to the nature. Then we have skincare, organic, age-defying skincare. How many of us in the call would want to look younger for longer? Younger for longer, right? You know, everyone would want to. Why do you want to age? Where are you going? You know, when you age, we know where people go. Why should you go there so fast? Remain younger for longer, enjoy life. That is what this age-defying organic skincare will do for you. And finally, the very popular farm care product called Supergrow. This is relevant to every single person seated listening to this call, because whether you are a farmer or not, you eat. And we want to eat food that has been grown organically, not with chemicals. So Supergrow is a very economical foliar, a crop booster that will multiply the yields of any crop 3 times. And it's so economical because 1 liter you go mixing with 1,000 liters of water. We'll be teaching you more about how Supergrow works, but just to know that it will triple your yields, it's going to save a lot of money for you, and it's going to make sure that your crops are very, very healthy. So I have just given you a highlight of the kind of products that we have that NeoLife, our partner, provides us with, so that you can appreciate as we now get into the actual business part of it, that we have products that are of very high quality, and therefore your business is going to stand for the longest. Okay. So let me now get to this session. This is what made me to join this business. I didn't come for health. I came for money. In any case, the only disease that I was really suffering from is what I call cancer of the pocket. Cancer of the pocket, where I could earn some good amount of money as a full-time lecturer, but they would get finished even before date 10 of every month. And I knew if I don't do something, that will never change. So because I was told this could be part-time, I asked myself, why not? And it worked so well for me that I advise every other person to give it a shot. So financial and lifestyle success, it starts with your dreams. Do you still have those dreams? The dream of having some good cash so that at least the month can get finished and the money is still there, other than the tougher option of having the money finished and the month is too far from getting finished. So additional income, if that's your dream, you are welcome. Driving some good machine, that was one of my dreams. I thank God it's behind me now. Traveling around the world, it's amazing how in this opportunity you are going to do that. And of course, to live in a beautiful home, a house on top of another house. I know ladies in the room will identify with that when it comes to beautiful homes. Oh my. So whichever the dream you have, listen carefully to the rest of the presentation and I will be able to show you how you are going to achieve those dreams. Again, be sure that you are working or you are earning money in the right way. There are 4 ways of making money. Now, this is according to Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow quadrant. Simple to understand. Where are you in these 4 quadrants? The first one is for employees. These are people like you and I perhaps, who took academics so seriously and we ended up getting a job. Unfortunately, as an employee, you don't dictate how much you are paid. You just have to go by that. Well, sometimes you can go on strike, like comrades here in Kenya, lecturers, public universities, they're on strike. The best that can happen is you get a small increment, and then it will be taxed more than it was being taxed, and therefore the net goes where it was or even below. Now, you've not gotten out of stress. The other one is self-employed, where you start a small business, but it tethers you around. Now you are even busier than you were, and you wonder, why am I not making progress? But on the right-hand side, friends, we have big business builders, people who work with systems. When you work with a system, then it means you are not just earning when you work, but you are leveraging on maybe a big team of people that you're working with or something like that. And that is what I want to show you in the next few seconds. And when you are a big business owner, then you automatically become an investor. For investors, because this is where all of us should finally be, they don't work for money. Money works for them. And you can see clearly there is a huge difference between the people on the left-hand side and those on the right-hand side. For the left, they're usually the highly educated ones. The right, sometimes they're not so highly educated, but then who are the majority? The people on the left, there are so many. On the right, we don't have so many people. Who have the money? The people on the right-hand side, okay? The people on the right-hand side. So the question is, if you are given an option and a means, how many of us would love to move from the left-hand side of employee self-employed to the right-hand side? A honest person in the core will definitely desire for that. And in the event where you are already on the right-hand side, why not take this opportunity and you share it with someone else so that you can also help them to join you on the right-hand side? Now, let me go ahead and show you quickly how you achieve that, how you cross over from left to right. And this is exactly what I was shown 14 years ago. 14 years ago. And I thank God that I jumped on board. Right. So we are telling you this. There we are. Use the superstar team strategy and mentorship. And NeoLife, our partner, NeoLife's products, because they are high quality, tested and proven. And when you do that, you become an instant entrepreneur. I will show you the simple things that you'll be doing so that you are able to earn the income that you want. But the fact is, you become an instant entrepreneur. You start earning additional income. Then you build residual income, money that you'll be earning even when you're not working because of something you did years back. Then you become your own boss. There is a lot of flexibility here. I built this business while I was still a full-time lecturer in the university. A lot of flexibility. And then not much risk. It's not like the conventional businesses out there. And you are given a platform, an online platform where you can be able to build your business at the comfort of your office, your home, wherever you are, and an international business in that case. And then lots of incentives, travel opportunities, all paid for, cash bonuses, and so on and so forth. Then you are part of a positive community. Out there, people are just complaining, very toxic talks. But here we tell you, you are joining a positive community where we talk possibilities, we empower each other for a better tomorrow. And you are on a mission to end the trend of poor health and financial stress. So how does that work? There we go. We've talked of NeoLife, and we are saying it is you, first you be directly connected with the NeoLife International. You are partnering with the NeoLife International. We said it is 66 years old, so you are partnering with such a stable company. And it's direct, meaning there are no people in between, no middlemen. You remember in business that we studied in school, middlemen, advertisers, wholesalers, distributors, retailers. who don't add any value to any product, and they make the products more expensive for no reason, we are saying they are not included here now. And you do that by paying a one-time fee of around 9,200, that's less than 72 US dollars. And that money comes back to you in form of a kit, which comprises of an international license. Now, the license you get tonight, those who are joining us, you will use it to build businesses in all the 57 countries where we have existence. Isn't that amazing? The same license. And it is a one-time pay that you did. Then you get literature materials to explain more about the business, how the payments are done, the compensation and all that. Then you get your own website as I promised you. And you are given a whole 120 capsules of TriNN. You remember the #1 product that feeds your cells so that your cells are very healthy and therefore you are very healthy in general with a lot of energy. You are given a whole 120 capsules. That's way beyond 1 month's consumption. Now, note that every product is assigned points. So when I talk of 34 PVs, I'm talking of 34 points which are assigned to this TriNN. So if you bought 2 more TriNNs, maybe for your family, for potential client, then you get that 4 times 3, you know? That's what we are saying. And free delivery anywhere in the country. But we encourage people, especially those who are family people and everyone, once you get your 1 TriNN as part of the registration, and 2 more so that you can be able to support your family and you can even start now changing the world out there. You will not miss many people who will also need a lot of energy, you know, vitality and all that. So that is why we advocate for that. In terms of money, you earn something very small. It comes to 17 for 20, less than, just $100 and something. And in terms of points, you have 102 points. This will be converted into money. But let me now get to almost the end of the presentation and show you what is your work. I've heard people out there say, oh, you will make a lot of money by not doing nothing. There's nothing much to do. Here we work. Honesty and integrity. We work. But we don't necessarily just work so hard without direction. We work smart. So what is your work? We call it daily success habits. #1, use the products. Be faithful to yourself. Why should you continue bathing with competitors' soaps when you have your own? Remember, you are the NeoLife now. You are a partner to NeoLife. But the beauty is, when you buy the products, you earn points. You bought Super Grow for your own farming and you get points. So you are benefiting twice. End of the month, you'll be paid, yet you boosted your own yields. #2 is we are told, sorry, just a second. There we go. Share the products first. Sharing the products means even if you are not a farmer, tell a farmer about this farming solution. I'm using farming because it's easy to understand. So let's help other people also. Of course, they are buying through you if they are not partners with the company. But in the event where they want to partner, then we are saying share the opportunity with them. Now, both of these gives you a lot of points. And in the first one there, you made profits. So these points, all these points will be converted into bonus, and I'll demonstrate that in a few. And then we make sure we train all our members so that you can get the right skills and personal development. Remember, success is not something you go for, but something you attract through growth by the person you've become. So let me now summarize by showing you how you share the opportunity, because this is the main thing. Even if you don't get anything else, please understand this one. Now, you partnered with the company, you are here in the middle, but you also share the opportunity with Mary, Jane, Peter, Joe. You just share with the people. If they have big dreams, they will definitely want to be part of this movement for their own financial growth. So Mary, Jane, Peter, Joe, they have also partnered with the company. They've paid the $17,740, and they have started the business. They have 102 points. Now, the magic is here, friends. You will not be paid from your 102 points. You'll be paid from all the points, because were it not for you, they would not have bought what they have bought. So the company appreciates that. So you are paying from the 510 points here, not your 1 or 2 points. Did you see the magic? So the bigger the network, the bigger your bonus. Now it starts small. With 500 points, you are called a manager. You're earning something like 5,000 US dollars. I mean, 5,000 Kenya shillings. That's just few US dollars. When now Mary Jane Peter Joe also grows to manager, it means now you are growing further. And with 1,000 points, you are called a senior manager, earning in excess of 10,000 Kenya shillings. This structure, if you look at it, it is giving you way beyond 2,000 points. With the 2,000 points, you are called an executive manager, and you are taking home in excess of 25,000 Kenya shillings. I've put equivalents in the US dollars roughly. But the third step is what I want you to have on your forehead. And that is where you have Mary Jane, Peter Joe, and others becoming executive managers, becoming senior managers, and so on and so forth. And you have more than 4,000 points. You are called a director, earning in excess of 80,000 Kenya shillings. That's almost 1,000 US dollars. Isn't that amazing on part-time basis? That could be in your third, fourth month. And it's so possible for anyone who really has that passion and desire to achieve this. And in a summary, this is the lander. It all starts down here. You are a distributor. Everyone, even the topmost leaders who are in this call, they all started down here as distributors. And they went all the way to director, where I've shown you. But now from director, if you want to really earn much more money, what you do is simply to help other people to become directors like you. So that when you have one director in your team, then you are called a sapphire director. The team recognizes, the company recognizes you as a sapphire director, and as a sapphire director, you're earning in excess of 100,000 Kenya shillings. Lifestyle will have started at director level, but local lifestyle. Now, as a sapphire director, you start flying out of the country, all expenses paid by NeoLife International. In May next year, from 22nd, a good number of us in the call will be in Cape Town, all expenses paid by the company. With the 3 directors in your team, you are called a Ruby director, earning in excess of 200,000 Kenya shillings. That's over 2,000 US dollars on part-time basis. With 6 directors, you are a president team member, earning in excess of 500,000 Kenya shillings part-time. And why I'm so excited is because all these ranks here, all these levels are represented in this meeting tonight. Personally, with my wife, when we started down here as distributors, it took us 2 years, 11 months to be president team members. I mean, and I remember we were earning in excess of 7,000 US dollars, 2013 June. So it is very possible for them that desire this. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to pause sharing and allow our very, very special guest speaker to have the rest of the time. This is someone we've been together, we've worked out the business for more than a decade. Someone who is extremely successful, and her story is just so moving. I remember when I joined, she was cruising so fast, yet she was still a student. And I was like so challenged as a university lecturer. How can I really fail to make it in this business where a student is making it so big? I have seen her being recognized as the fastest growing leader in the entire of NeoLife some years back, and we couldn't have gotten a better speaker to grace this meeting for us. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our president team member, all the way from Uganda, Janet Bugembe. Take it away, Janet.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Josephat and Pieros, for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to speak to the team in Kenya, and I'm very, very excited. Every time I'm called upon, I just have to readjust my program just to make sure that I can be on this call because I'm amazed at the work that you are doing to empower people's lives in Kenya, the neighboring countries, and across the world. For all those who are seeing me for the very first time on this call, my name is Janet Navuga Bugembe, and I'm a married woman and I'm a mother of one. And today is a very, very special day because we are coming to the close of the year. And I believe that all of us on this call here have dreams, we have aspirations, we have, resolutions, what we want to achieve in the next 1 year, 2 years. And it is such a great honor to be sharing with you at this point, of the year, because I know what is going on in everybody's mind, especially the guests who are here. And I believe that it is not by mistake that you're on this call, but you are blessed because you have been invited by someone. Can you imagine being invited by someone during this part of the year? I'm sure that whatever your prayers have been, they're going to be answered. So my name is Janet, like I have mentioned, and many people don't usually forget me because I share a name with first ladies in East Africa. And I would like to say that if you think I'm joking, check with Uganda. Our first lady is called Janet. When you go to Rwanda, the first lady is called Janet. And formerly in Tanzania, Janet Magufuli. Yeah, so people sometimes think that it's a joke, but it's not a surprise that I'm a president's team member because it comes with having that name, Janet. So I started this wonderful opportunity 19 years ago. Some of you might be wondering, what was I doing 19 years ago? Interestingly, I was 19 years of age. And here in Uganda, when you finish your high school, we usually have a rest period of about 9 months. And during that time, they are marking our examinations and we wait for results. It's called a long vacation. So we wait for our results and then prepare to join the university after 9 months. So many times during that time, young people look for opportunities to work, opportunities to study a course. It could be computer, whatever it is. So for me, during that time, I was looking for something that I could do. And of course, I wanted to make some money. Many young people look around for opportunities to make some money. Actually, people begin their careers, should I say, during that time. So that is when I decided to start the NeoLife business. And I remember my first meeting, my first official meeting, I attended an event where the most successful distributor by the names of Mr. Charlie Bolton, he was in Kampala. And there's a statement that he made that was really profound. He said that if you start this business today, you can be able to make an extra 1 million Ugandan shillings. Now, the equivalent of 1 million at that time was about $300. You could make 1 million Ugandan shillings part-time in the next 2 to 5 years. So I imagined 2 to 5 years, 5 years, by the way, I would be done with school. And guess what? I would probably be looking for a job. I would be maybe working in the bank. And I imagined an extra $300, even if I was earning, let's say, about maybe $150, an extra $300 would not be such a bad idea. So I started out this business to make an extra, maybe I'll say maybe about 1,600 Kenyan shillings, which at that time was about $10. Yeah. Because I didn't really believe that I would make the 1 million shillings, the 1 million Ugandan shillings. So I said, you know what, let me give it a try. Otherwise, after all, there's nothing to lose but everything to gain. So I started this business with faith. And I do not know, whoever is on this call, this this evening, I want you to remember one word. If you forget everything we've talked about today, remember faith. Because I don't think God gives you what you do not deserve and what you cannot handle. The fact that He's given you this opportunity, He knows very well that He will lead the right people to help you build the business. He will hold your hand and take you, to the right path. So I started this business with faith. As like, if I can make an extra 1,600 Kenyan shillings, which was about $10 at that time, I'll be happy. So I started the business. One of the things that I did differently, and I will always tell the distributors and anybody who wants to succeed in this business, is training. Training. The secret is training. Why? Because of the motivation, the knowledge. You keep going because of training. So I attended every training that there was to attend. I was there. I was present. I gave 100%. I remember sometimes I used to walk just to go and attend training. Why? Because I desire to learn. And I want to say that knowledge is potential power. It is not power. Get the knowledge that you get from the training and use it. Some people get knowledge, they spend a lot of time on the Zoom meetings, collect as much information, which they never use. So for me, when they talked about CalMag, I would go and try to talk to people about CalMag. And guess what? I would just cast my net and people would say, okay, you bring. I think I'll need it. Let me give it a try. Then the next time they talk about LDC, I started doing demonstrations to whoever cared to listen. I started with my friends, going to their families, approaching their parents, and some of them would say, oh, wow, this is a fantastic product. Why don't you bring me a 5-liter? In fact, in my first month, someone bought a 25-liter jerry can. And guess what? At the end of that month, I earned some very, very good profits of about 3,000 Kenyan shillings, which is an equivalent of 100,000 Ugandan shillings. And guess what? I got my first commission and I stepped up to manager in the first month. And today, as Josephat was sharing, I converted. So my first bonus was an equivalent of about 844 Kenyan shillings. In Uganda, it sounds like very little money, but in Kenya, probably. Now that's 24,000. So because of the enthusiasm, because of what people had seen me invest in the business, they wondered, but Janet, you put in so much time only to get 844 Kenyan shillings. Are you mad? But you see, they had not seen what I had seen. And that's why sometimes I don't blame people, because they do not know the potential that you have. They didn't create that potential in you. It's God who created that potential. So I don't blame them because they don't know. Even the Bible says, that our dear good Lord said that, forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. So second month of business, I decided to put in a little bit of more effort because the first month was proof that if I, put in more effort, things would become better. Second month of business, I became a senior manager. And as a senior manager, my commission was 2,815. Now, in Ugandan shillings, that's an equivalent of 80,000. Remember, it was over and above what I had wanted. As a 19-year-old, what did I need? Good jeans, African sandals. Can you imagine? Those were my challenges. And that's what I needed the money for. So 4 months down the road, after having started the business, I stepped up and I became a director. I was 19 and my first commission as a director was 31,468 at that time. I thank God because directors nowadays earn in excess of about maybe 70,000, 80,000. At that time, I earned 31,000. But what excited me most, back here at home in Uganda, one of our biggest universities, actually it's the oldest, Makerere University, that is the amount of money that our junior lecturers are paid as a salary. And interestingly, here I was a student earning the same amount of money like they were. So for me, it was very, very humbling. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but here in Uganda, 19-year-olds don't make that money. Yeah. So I remember at the time I had joined the university and I committed to putting in 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis. Who was I talking to? My fellow students. the beauty about a university is that university brings together people from all walks of life. Students were coming from Sudan, from Kenya. Actually, for my business to grow from Uganda to other parts of Africa, it came from Makerere University. Why? Because the university has students from all over Uganda. My business grew while I was at the university. So what am I trying to say? That God has placed you in that office. He has placed you at that church. He has placed you in that school. He has placed you for a reason, because out of that, your business is going to begin to grow to different parts, of the country and different parts of the world. So I continued doing this business. 1.5 years later, my business had grown up to the world team. I became a world team member at 20 years of age. And my first world team commission was 63,000 Kenyan shillings. I want to tell you that I was so excited. I saved up money and I bought a car while at the university. So while other students were working, others had cars, but they were driving their parents' cars. I had my own car. And it was very surprising that a girl of my age would have their own car, because it is believed that for you to have a car at the university, you probably have to be sleeping around with ministers and people like that. But I have good news for you. Courtesy of NeoLife, you don't need to take that route. So I continued doing this business part-time as a student. 3 years down the road, by the time I finished my 3-year course, I had built a business that was up to 2 Ruby director. Actually, on average, I was making an excess of 7 million Ugandan shillings, which is an equivalent of 250,000 Kenyan shillings. I want to say that one of the best days of my life was the 21st of January, 2009. That's the day I dressed up very smartly and I went to Makerere University to graduate. And I'm glad to say, and I always say this, that on that same day, I retired before I started working. In fact, I made a decision to go into business full time. So I graduated on the 21st of January, 2009. And in record time, by June 2009, I had developed a president's team business in 6 months. So I remember in June 2009, I earned a commission of 530,000 Kenyan shillings. I was 22 years of age, and I don't know whether it's normal in African countries to earn such amounts of money, because for us in Uganda here, to earn more than 60,000 Kenyan shillings, you are in the top tier in the country. Can you imagine? Top tier, top earners in this country? It's almost a 1% bracket, So I want to say that out of the 40 million Ugandans, being in the top 1 million at that age is very humbling. And this is because of the NeoLife opportunity. So the following year, I dedicated to helping other people benefit from this opportunity like I had. I started traveling all over the country, giving people hope, especially young ladies, especially students, that you can do this business as a career. And the following year, by June 2010, I had built a business that was giving me an excess of by 2011, yes, 2 years later, I had built a business that it was giving me an excess of about 1.1 million Kenyan shillings. And I was just 24 years of age. So for me, the NeoLife opportunity is, I cannot even start thinking. Everything that I am is because of this business. Everything that I have is because of this business. Everything that I have become is because of this business. Today, many people admire me for different reasons, but for me, one of the things that I always tell people is I'll never forget where I came from. Today, I have been able to grow as an individual. I have been able to have great health for my family and my friends. I have been able to, give hope to people that they can do this as a career. But above all, I've been able to travel all over the world. And I would like to say I prepared something very interesting on this, and you're going to allow me to share my screen. A few months ago, we had an opportunity to travel. I went for actually, it was my 65th trip. I keep counting. I have 3 passports now, and I've traveled because of the NeoLife opportunity after having done the business for 19 years. When I was in Dar es Salaam, that was my 66th trip with NeoLife. So you can imagine how my life has changed. But one of the places that I always dreamt of going to was Paris. It is called the City of Love. And I would like just to share with you what my experience was like in Paris. I've traveled, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Hong Kong, we've been to San Francisco in America, we've been to Dubai severally, we have been to South Africa more than 10 times. We have been to some of the most exotic places. Abu Dhabi in the Emirates Palace, all those places, we have been there. But I think the most recent is the Paris trip. And since you're on the call today, allow me to share the Paris trip with you so that you can also dream. Yeah. One day it will be you. And I want you to always remember this. One day it will be you. So that was our Paris trip. And, it's very, very interesting because for me, I felt like I was living my dream life. And for me, this humbles me so much because every time I look at where I'm coming from, courtesy of the NeoLife opportunity, I'm very, very excited. So I hope you can all see my screen. And Josephat, can you see my screen? And then I take you through quickly. I hope you can. Okay, let me see. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yes, okay, fantastic. Okay, great. So I would just like to take you through the Paris trip. Let me tell you something very exciting about the NeoLife opportunity. And I think Josephat can bear witness. Even as a university lecturer, you might have opportunities to go and defend your thesis or do some research with partner universities in different countries, but you will never have an opportunity to travel with your wife, with your children, with your in-laws. So here, in this photo is my mom and my dad, then my brother-in-law, myself, and my husband. So that is how we traveled. So for us, every time we travel with NeoLife, we travel as a family. So it's very exciting. So, sit and reflect. What are your parents doing right now? Wherever they are they traveling the world? Are they enjoying, their sunset because they're in their evening hours? And I believe the evening hours should be the icing on the cake. So you're going to allow me. So we had an opportunity to visit what we call the Palace of the Versailles for some of us who did the French Revolution. And it was an exciting trip. And I think you can see us with the founder, the wife of the founder, Kendra Brasfield. And like they always tell us that we are an average of the 5 people we spend most of our time with. So ask yourself, who do you spend your time with? So to go to the next slide, we had lunch at the Palace of the Versailles, and there we are still as a family. We are having opportunities to wine and dine in some of the most exotic places where King Louis used to have dinner with his subjects, lunch with his subjects. This time around we were there. Then we also had an opportunity that was all these are videos, but I will just go ahead. Then I'll tell you something very special. My mother, that's my mom and dad. My mother worked for the Church of Uganda for 26 years before she retired to do this business full time. But one of the places that she always wanted to visit was the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, because it is believed to have the crown of thorns that Jesus wore when he was being crucified. So this is where it is believed that the crown of thorns was kept up to now. So for her, it was such a memorable thing. So then we had the opportunity to go and visit the Louvre. Many of us have heard about Mona Lisa, many of these paintings. So that is the Louvre, a place that is a must visit for every one of us here. You know, it has all those famous paintings. It is a museum. And everybody who has been there, you know, feels like, yes, at least I've been able to tick. So we also had an opportunity to touch the tip of the Louvre. Everybody loves to have that Instagram picture. So after that, I also had an opportunity to visit the monument where Princess Diana died. She passed away in an accident in that exact spot, you know, under the tunnel, that particular tunnel, with her husband, Dodi Al Fayed. So that's the exact place. So people come and, you know, pay some kind of pilgrimage to this particular spot. They put flowers and they come from all over the world. Okay. Then we also had an opportunity to go to the Eiffel Tower. And by the way, it was just fresh from the Olympics. So it's one thing to go to Paris, but it's another thing to go after the Olympics. So everything was still fresh. Actually, where we were staying, they were still carrying out the para Olympics, you know. So it was very, very interesting. Now, one thing that I loved about Paris, you see how we take, you know, when you come to my house here in Uganda, I'll give you a glass of water and, you know, host you in my house. In Paris, it is champagne. It is champagne. They drink champagne like water. Every 1, 2, 3 minutes, they're giving you champagne. So we had an opportunity to wine and dine in some of these exotic places, you know. Then we had an opportunity to be entertained. You know? I think you can see that. I think you can see that this is what the famous, the wise, and the rich do in their free time. They have dinner while being entertained in operas, you know. So, oh my God, my experience was very interesting. We had dinner at the Seine River on a boat, enjoying Paris, you know. So it was exciting.
We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. A little bit of sun, shine and good vibes. Yeah, that's all we need. And we ain't gonna worry, ain't in a hurry. Everything is going our way. We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. Everybody's moving to the song on the radio. Little Stevie Wonder never hurt nobody so.
Okay, I think you can have a feel of Paris. And guess what? We crowned our trip with a dinner at the Eiffel Tower. And for me, this was a fantastic experience. And for me, this reminded me of, you know, how I humbly started the business. So one thing that I want to tell all of us here today, you know, I think you can see our business about having fun. Okay, fantastic. So I felt that it was great for me to share with you just a sneak peek. I have very many slides and photos and videos of Paris, but I just felt that if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share my story. I'm very excited. And I believe that if everything has worked out for me the way it has, it will also work for you. So thank you so much. Back over to you, Josephat.
Oh my, thank you so much, Janet. That is awesome. That is beyond words. Amazing that you only shared one single lifestyle and it appeared like it's a lifetime. We cannot thank you enough. And on my own behalf and on behalf of all the members who are in this call and the guests, I want to say thank you, because what you've shared with us inspires everyone to rise up, build this business, and enjoy exactly what you have enjoyed. You don't know the kind of hope and seeds you have planted, you've sowed in the hearts of all of us in this call. And team, the best reward we can give Janet is, if you have not started the business, start tonight. And 2 years from today, you'll be meeting Janet in all these places in the world, and you'll be reminding her, you know what? It was 16th of November 2024 when I listened to you and I was a guest, and here I am enjoying life. For the members, we don't have time to waste. We don't have time to waste. Such success awaits all of us. As I've chatted down there, we all have this great opportunity right in our hands. Can we run with it? Nothing much to add. Thank you so much, Janet. Nothing much to add, just to challenge all our guests at this point to get in touch with the people who invited you. And that's the only one question. How do I start now? Avoid an enemy called procrastination. Doing tomorrow what you should have done today. Having heard from Janet's success story, what can hold you back from starting now? Is it fear of, what if I don't succeed? Is it really a lack of the little capital? Where there is will, there is way. I challenge all of us, whatever it will take, let's get started. And a year from today, we will all thank God for starting this business. That is all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please get in touch with the person who invited you. They'll guide you on how to get started. Let's be meeting in the beaches of the world if you'll be there to be met. God bless you all and see you at the top. Bye-bye.